Hey everyone, I'm JP, and this is Good Talk HQ. Thanks for checking out the video. In today's episode, we'll take a look at some great eShop deals that you can pick up right now. It's another amazing week of deals, and the Switch has quickly become my go-to system to find amazing games that cost next to nothing to play. If you're new here, we cover Nintendo Switch content every week, and we do live streams with our viewers so we can all hang out and play some video games. If you enjoyed the video, or we help you save a few dollars, please consider subscribing to become part of our extended family. We'd love to welcome you. And if you've been here before, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with us once again today. We appreciate you all, and we're thankful for the love and support you continue to show us. We hope you enjoyed the video. Mark of the Ninja Remastered. This is a single-player outing from Clay Entertainment, the same folks that gave us the survival sim Don't Starve, and can take over 15 hours to wrap up. Now this is a 2D stealth platformer with excellent controls, smooth animation, and a great soundtrack. The story is a bit lacking, but the gameplay more than makes up for it. The kills are brutal and the gameplay is engaging. I really like the simple yet extremely satisfying stealth system in place, and one of the coolest features are the assassinations, which you can pull off if you sneak up on someone. Make sure to grab up Mark of the Ninja for $4.99, again down 75% from the normal $20 until August 12th. Alright, and next up we have another one of our personal favorites, the Bug Butcher. This is a 2D arcade style shooter for up to 2 players in local co-op from publisher Two Awesome Studios and will take players roughly 5 or 6 hours to complete. The game features fast-paced chaotic side-scrolling action with over 30 levels and 5 epic boss battles. There are loads of collectibles and upgrades to be found, and the game has multiple difficulty settings for gamers of any experience level. And it's also a great choice for couch co-op as well. This game is worth more than the asking price, the visuals and sound are top notch, and there's a lot of value here while on sale until August 6th. You'll be able to grab it up for just $1.99, marked down 75%. Alright, and next up, yet again one of my personal favorites, Yoku's Island Express. This is a single-player 2D puzzle platformer from Team 17 with the main story that will last roughly 8 to 10 hours. This is an extremely charming game where players will assume the role of the island's new postmaster and must make sure to deliver everyone's mail on time. Problem is, the island is inhabited by scary monsters and several other obstacles to overcome. The game blends the classic platforming adventure that we love with unique pinball mechanics. It really is a sleeper game as it just looks like another pinball game, but there's so much more to it. The sound and artwork are perfect, the story is emotional and gripping. Please make sure to give this one a look before the sale ends on August 12th. Right now it's marked down 75% to just $4.99. Alright, next up we have Ageless. This is another single player retro platformer once again from Team 17, and it also has a unique feature to how the game plays out. In Ageless, you have the ability to alter the age of the plants and animals, which will come in handy as you try to solve many of the game's puzzles. This one can make your brain hurt from time to time as you try to figure out what to do next, but the sound and graphics are once again top notch. The game is all about facing your inner demons as you assume the role of Kiara and forge your way through the unknown world. If you're looking for a solid 2D platformer with some unique flair, make sure to pick this one up before the sale ends on August 12th. Again, it's just $4.99, which is a 67% discount. Alright, next up we have the Amnesia Collection. Now this is a collection of 2 scary games from the franchise, brought to us from publisher Frictional Games, and the package offers more than 20 hours of combined playtime. You'll get Dark Descent, which puts you in the shoes of a young man named Daniel as you explore a desolate castle trying to piece together your memories. You'll also get A Machine for Pigs, which has you play as a wealthy businessman on a mission to save his children from imminent doom, and Justine, which is basically a series of twisted puzzles put together by a demented human being. These games played a huge role in the popularity of the Let's Play series, and there's once again a lot to offer here, and the current sale price is just $2.99 until August 9th, which is a 90% discount. Make sure to check this one out if you think you have the stomach for it. Alright, next up we have Blood Will Be Spilled. This is a single player 2D strategy adventure game that will take roughly 5 or 6 hours to complete. In this one, players will assume the role of Jack, a mosquito bounty hunter. I mean, he's a mosquito, not that he hunts them, and we are on a path of revenge. This is an epic adventure with enough guns and melee weapons to keep even the most hardcore gamers satisfied. The voice acting was a particular highlight for us, it was top notch. This is another game kinda like Fury Unleashed that looks a lot like a comic book that's come to life on the screen, only this one is more focused on calculated movements and strategic planning. Make sure to check out Blood Will Be Spilled before the sale ends on August 9th, marked down 80% to just $2.99. Alright, next up we have Blossom Tales, The Sleeping King. This is a single player top-down adventure from FDG Entertainment with a main story that will last players roughly 9 or 10 hours. This game was heavily inspired by the 16-bit Zelda titles and has no problem showing it. In fact, the game starts off with two young children being told a story of Link and Zelda when they decide they want to hear a new story, and that's when our adventure begins. This is a huge open world with cool enemies to see, an amazing story, upgrades and unlockables everywhere, and if you played those old Zelda titles, you'll feel right at home with this one. A lot of the same mechanics carry over here almost identically, so if you're interested, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on August 12th. Right now it's just $374, marked down 75% to an all-time low. Alright, next up we have Dimension Drive. This is a vertical shoot 'em up from two awesome studios and is available for 1 to 2 players in local co-op with the main story that will last roughly 4 or 5 hours. In this intense shoot 'em up, you'll fight across 2 separated areas in a split screen style, and this means you'll have to bounce back and forth to avoid gunfire and obstacles. In the co-op modes, this is truly insane, fun, and chaotic. This game has 13 intense levels and a new game plus mode for those into video game punishment. The soundtrack is truly immersive as well, brings you right into the game. If you like shoot 'em ups, this is a must buy at its current price of just $199, marked down 85% until August 6th. You won't be disappointed. Alright, next up we have Don't Starve, the Nintendo Switch Edition. This is a single player survival adventure game from Clay Entertainment and offers hours and hours of addictive gameplay. This is a tough survival game that at first glance can seem pretty pointless, as the game doesn't offer much in the way of handholding or guidance of any kind. Instead, it leaves it up to the player to use their own wit and try to figure out what to do each step of the way. You'll start off by exploring and searching for food and a source of light to last through the first couple nights. From there, you're meant to start exploring and just find out things as you go. After you spend a little time with the game though, you start to realize how things work and you can easily get lost in this world for hours and hours. If you're a fan of survival sims, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on August 12th. Right now it's just $499, marked down 75%. Alright, next up we have the Escapist 2, which is part of the series sale as well. This is a cool retro RPG with a top-down view and available for 1 or 2 players locally or 2 to 4 players online. The game was published by Team 17 and offers more than 30 hours of gameplay. The basic premise of the game is that you're a prisoner and you can't stop thinking of a way to escape. You'll have to study guard patterns, learn NPC routines, and attend daily events in order to plan your escape while avoiding suspicion. This is another game that's easy to get lost in, and it even offers character customization so you can add some flair and uniqueness to the game. This one's fun solo, but it's even more fun with a group of friends. But make sure you check it out before the sale ends on August 12th. Right now it's marked down to just $499, which is again a 75% discount. Ghostblade HD. This is a top-down shoot 'em up from publisher East Asia Soft and is available for 1 to 2 players offline. Now the story with this one isn't very long, but the game has plenty of replayability, making it a great deal. The game features beautiful graphics and an outstanding soundtrack, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you have a friend to play with. There are 5 stages, each with their own epic boss battle and 3 difficulty settings, making it approachable for all players. You'll have 3 unique ships to choose from, in-game achievements, and some of the most fun arcade-style shoot-'em-up action you'll find on the Switch. So if you like score-based arcade shooters, make sure to check out Ghostblade HD before the sale ends on August 12th for just $449, marked down 70%. Alright, next up we have Kero Blaster. This is a single-player 2D shooter from publisher Playism with a main story that will last roughly 5 to 6 hours. This game features a unique pixel art aesthetic and some awesome platforming fun. It reminds me of those old games you would play back on floppy disk on retro computers, which initially caught my attention. You play as a walking frog with the task of fending off those that would seek to destroy the company you work for. When you start off, you're pretty weak and your gear is pretty terrible, but as you play and you die, which will happen a lot, you'll start to save up money and eventually you can go shopping for upgrades to both your health and your gear. This will allow you to mow down those tough enemies with ease next time. This is a cool game and has a unique look. It also is pretty fun to play, so if you're interested, make sure to check it out before August 12th, marked down 60% to just $399. Alright, next up we have Overcooked, the Special Edition. This is a party-style multiplayer game from Team 17, offering hours of chaotic fun for the whole family. Unfortunately, it's limited to just local co-op. The sequel added online play, but it's a bit outside of the $5 range, but it is on sale, so make sure to check it out as well. Anyway, but in the special edition of the original, you'll get all of the kitchens from the main game as well as both expansions, The Lost Morsel and Festive Seasoning, making it a great value when you can find it on sale. In the game, the Onion Kingdom is in danger and only the finest cooking can save it. You'll have to work together through a variety of cruel and punishing kitchens on a quest to become master chefs. If you want a fun and sometimes infuriatingly good time, make sure to check out Overcooked Special Edition before the sale ends on August 12th, marked down 75% for just $4.99. Alright, next up we have Planet Alpha. This is a single-player 2D platformer once again from Team 17, this time offering players roughly 5 to 6 hours of main story gameplay. This game features some of the most stunning visuals on the Switch. The worlds are unique and strange and they all feel alive. In fact, it's part of the entire experience. The story going on in the world around you is fantastic, and it affects and changes the stages as you progress. Players are marooned on an alien planet pursued by relentless enemies. The game has a cool day and night cycle, and eventually players will learn to harness this power to alter time and use it to your advantage along your journey. This is a highly underrated platformer in my opinion, and worth at least looking into while on sale until August 12th for just $3.99, which is an 80% discount. Savage Halloween. This is an old school NES style platform shooter from Cubite Interactive and is available for 1 to 2 players in local co-op and offers a story that would take players roughly 5 to 6 hours to complete. The game is pretty tough though, so it may take a little longer. Savage Halloween is a blast to play and has great controls, amazing sound, and top-notch pixel art graphics as well. You get to choose between 3 playable characters and some cosmetic variations as well. It has 8-way directional shooting, epic boss battles, level variation, and so much more. Plus, it's all Halloween themed, so if you're into that sort of thing, there's that. To top it all off, the story is actually pretty funny too, so this is a great value. Please make sure to give it a look before the sale ends on August 6th. Right now it's marked down 50% to just $2.49. Alright, next up we have Sheltered. This is a single player strategy RPG once again from Team 17 and offers more than 10 hours of gameplay. This version includes the base game and the Surrounded and Stasis DLC content as well. Players will battle claustrophobia, radiation, and mental exhaustion as you try to turn this cold underground shelter into a warm and safe home. You'll have to defend the shelter and send people out into the wasteland to gather the much needed supplies. There are even some dialogue choices that can alter the gameplay. This really is a unique game and a great value. Right now you can get it on sale until August 12th, marked down 75% to just $3.74. Alright, next up we have Slayin 2. This is a 2D retro action RPG from publisher FDG Entertainment, available for 1 to 2 players in local co-op. And it offers a main story that will last players roughly 5 to 10 hours. Now this is a wave-based RPG where players will face endless hordes of enemies with one of the different playable characters. Some of them have strong focus and melee, while others prefer to stay at range and shoot from a distance. There are 8 playable characters total to choose from. There's drop-in local co-op, there's a story and arcade mode, dozens of unique areas, each with their own boss. So there's a lot of value here. You can either battle it out solo or with a friend to save up as much money as you can. If you're interested in Slayin 2, it's on sale until August 12th, marked down 75%. We have the Vasara Collection. This is a collection of 2 vertical shoot 'em up games from Cubite Interactive, and both are available for 1 to 4 players in local co-op. They offer hours of arcade style fun, and both are always highly acclaimed and fan favorites whenever they go on sale. The story takes place in an alternate timeline and is set in Japan, where technology has far surpassed anything we've seen yet. This is a highly skill-based game, but it does offer an easy mode for beginners. The story also has branching paths with alternate endings based on your choices, so you feel more involved in the outcome. The sound and visuals were once again top notch, so if you're looking for some great arcade style shooters, make sure to check out the Vasara Collection while on sale until August 6th, marked down 50% to just $4.99. Alright, and next up we have the Way Remastered. This is a single player retro puzzle platform style game with the main story that should last players roughly 7 to 8 hours. The story centers around a member of the Space Explorers team who's lost his wife, but he's unable to accept her death. During an expedition, he discovers that there may be a way to revive her, and thus he sets out on a journey to seek this ancient power. This is truly a story-driven game with amazing pixel art graphics and a custom soundtrack made to immerse you into the story. This version added voiceovers, improved the graphics, added HD rumble, and even made some tweaks to the level design to make it a little bit more enjoyable to play. Make sure to give this one a look while it's on sale until August 13th, marked down 87% to just $1.99. Aragami, the Shadow Edition. This is a 3D stealth style action game from Merge Games and offers players roughly 10 to 12 hours of main story gameplay. Players will assume the role of an undead assassin, and as such you have the power to control the shadows. This mechanic will be used in combination with other abilities to make your way through each level. The Shadow Edition includes the base game and the prequel DLC Nightfall as well, which added new characters and new shadow powers to master. This is a great value when on sale, and right now it's at an all-time low. You can pick up Aragami for just $11.99 until August 12th, marked down 60%. Next up, we have Children of Morta. This is an action RPG from publisher 11-Bit Studios and offers a main story that can last more than 20 hours, and the game is available for 1 to 2 players offline. This is a story of a valiant family standing together while the world around them is being devoured by darkness. The game is shown from a top-down view and features some amazing pixel art graphics. You'll have 7 playable characters, each member of the family, and they all play vastly different from one another. There are upgrades to be found and item modifiers between each run, and they even plan to add online modes in the future. So if you're looking for a great deal this week, Children of Morta might be one of the best values right now, and it's on sale until August 14th for just $8.79, marked down 60% to an all-time low. Next we have Crysis Remastered. This is a single-player FPS from Crytek, but probably needs no introduction. This game was at one point the benchmark for elite gamers to assert their PC prowess to the rest of us console gamers. Can the Switch run Crysis? Well, yes it can, and it can do it well. What begins as a simple rescue mission becomes a battleground for a new war as aliens begin their invasion. Players will be armed with their nanosuit and some awesome firepower as we seek to extinguish the swarm. This is a huge sandbox-style FPS with some amazing visuals that hold up well on the Switch and some intense gameplay. If you still haven't played Crysis, make sure to check it out. The remastered version is on sale until August 17th, marked down 50% to just $14.99. Next we have Chasm. This is a single-player retro-style action RPG from publisher Leadman Games and has a main story that will last roughly 10 hours or more. In Chasm, players will explore the depths below a remote town in the mountains to investigate a series of strange disappearances amongst the townsfolk. This game was heavily inspired by older Metroidvania-style dungeon crawlers and features a truly immersive, ever-changing world for players to roam around in. The boss battles in particular are a highlight for us as they were massive and epic battles. The soundtrack was great as well and super immersive. Right now you can grab it up for just $5.99, marked down 70% until August 4th, which is a new all-time low. Next up we have Earthlock. This is a single-player adventure RPG from Snowcastle Games with a main story that can last more than 20 hours to finish up. Players will form a ragtag group of heroes to rescue their loved ones from an ancient cult and uncover the secret of Earthlock. The game features a fast-paced, strategic, turn-based combat and a crafting system with different skill trees to follow to add some variety to each playthrough. There are 6 playable characters that you can switch between, and similar to Miitopia, you can form relationships between the party members for special buffs and attacks and things of that nature. If you're a fan of turn-based RPGs, make sure to check out Earthlock while on sale before August 5th for just $5.98, marked down 80%. Alright, next up we have Going Under. This is a single-player dungeon crawler with a comedic twist from publisher Team 17 and offers players around 10 hours of main story gameplay. Now this is a game with an amazing art style, and at first glance it might seem like the only thing going for it, but this is a great game with witty writing and a fun gameplay loop. The story sees players assuming the role of a lowly intern at a new tech company, and your first job is to explore the dungeons below the building to protect your company campus. The gameplay is addictive and tough enough for hardcore fans of the genre. If you're interested in this one, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on August 12th. It's currently marked down 50% to just $9.99. Alright, next up we have Macrotis, A Mother's Journey. This is a single-player puzzle platformer from publisher East Asia Soft with a main story that will last players roughly 3 or 4 hours. The game tells a tale of a mother's relentless search for her children. This is an emotional tale with absolutely stunning visuals on the Switch. The puzzles are thought-provoking and the controls feel great as well. You'll have to climb, jump, and chew your way through these beautiful and dangerous environments while avoiding traps and using your mouse-like abilities to overcome the obstacles in your path. You'll even earn some magical abilities along the way. This is a new release and is offering an early adopter discount until August 5th, similar to how Within the Blade offered the sale price for early adopters. So if you're interested in this one, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on August 5th, marked down 20% to just $9.59. Alright, next up we have another one of our personal recommendations, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. This is a single-player 2D platformer from FDG Entertainment and offers more than 20 hours of main story gameplay. The game features gorgeous hand-drawn animations and one of the best soundtracks on the list. One of the most unique aspects of gameplay is your ability to transform into one of the 6 forms, each with their own unique playstyle and skill sets. This will greatly affect how you tackle each obstacle in the level and as you progress through. Honestly, if you like platformers and you haven't played this one yet, it's absolutely worth the sale price, and right now it's marked down to just $15.99, which is 60% off until August 12th. Don't miss this one. Next we have Oceanhorn, Monster of the Uncharted Seas. This is another single-player adventure RPG from publisher FDG Entertainment. This one offers roughly 10 hours of main story gameplay and drew my attention immediately when I saw it years ago. This is a love letter to Zelda titles from the GameCube era, and many of the mechanics are almost identical to something like Wind Waker, which to me is a good thing. We play as a young boy who wakes up to find his father missing, and a letter has been left behind. From there, players will set off on a journey to find out the mysteries of the Uncharted Seas. Oceanhorn combines a gripping story with gorgeous visuals and exciting gameplay for an overall great time all around. I'll always try to recommend this title when it's on sale, because I've always enjoyed it personally. Right now you can get it on sale until August 12th for just $5.99, marked down 60%. Alright, next up, let's take a closer look at the sequel, as it happens to also be on sale, and since I love the first one so much, I wanted to show the sequel as well. Oceanhorn 2 Knights of the Lost Realm is once again another single player outing from FDG Entertainment, this one lasting maybe 20 hours or so to complete. Now the sequel was definitely a bigger game for sure. It features more massive boss fights that'll put your skills to the test, as well as dozens of side quests to complete and puzzles to solve. Once again, the handcrafted graphics are top quality as well as the soundtrack. These are two of my favorite games to have on the Switch. If you're a fan of 3D platformers or a fan of the first game, make sure to catch this one before the sale ends on August 12th for just $22.49, marked down 25% to an all-time low. Alright, next up we have Raji, an ancient epic. This is a 2D action platformer set in ancient India. A young girl has been chosen to protect mankind against a demonic invasion. This is another gorgeous game with an emotional story that will last roughly 5 or 6 hours. Now the setting in this one is a particular highlight for us, as you don't see many games steep this heavily into ancient Indian lore and mythology. The soundtrack is another highlight as well, as it really brings you into the world. You have to master powerful weapons and different powers that will be given to you along the way by the gods in order to fend off the swarm and overcome the invasion. If you're interested in Raji, it's currently marked down to an all-time low of just $12.49, which is a 50% discount until August 15th. Next up we have Sparklite. This is an amazing action-adventure title with a top-down view and gorgeous pixel art graphics once again. The game was published by Merge Games and offers roughly 9 to 10 hours of gameplay for 1 to 2 players in local co-op. The game takes place in an ever-changing world and tells the story of the world's lifeblood, the Sparklite. The game features 5 unique biomes to explore, a crafting system which allows players to invent their own unique weapons, tough boss battles, and again an enthralling story. One thing to note, the co-op is more of an assistive multiplayer mode than a full-blown 2-player mode, so just keep that in mind, but I don't think most people will be buying this for the multiplayer, but I did want to mention it. If you're interested in Sparklite, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on August 12th. It's currently marked down 60% to just $9.99, which again is an all-time low. Alright, next up we have the Survivalists. This is a party-style strategy game from publisher Team 17 and offers hours of fun for up to 4 players both in online and local co-op modes. The game sees players taking over an island that is ever-changing and full of wildlife. There's a day and night cycle which will alter how things play out in the game. There's a wide variety of biomes to explore with tons of secrets to uncover. And one really cool feature is the ability to train the monkeys that live on the island to complete tasks or quests for you. I also love the crafting system, as I'm somewhat of a sucker for a good crafting system when it's implemented right into a game. So if you're looking for a fun online game to play with friends with charm and some solid gameplay, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on August 12th, marked down 50% to just $12.49. Alright, next up we have Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. This is a massive 3D RPG from Falcom. It's also a solo adventure that will take players more than 50 hours to complete. The story is compelling, the combat is fun and engaging, and the graphics are great, all things considered, with it being on the Switch. Players awaken after a shipwreck and find ourselves stranded on an island along with a few other of the passengers. We must band together to form a community and defend ourselves from fearsome beasts and other dangers. The game also features on-the-fly party swapping and some unique sections which uncover the mystery of Dana. Dana is the blue-haired woman that you'll see throughout the story with an unknown motive. If you're a fan of good story-driven RPGs with tons of content, make sure to grab this one up before August 16th, marked down to an all-time low of just $19.99, which is a 67% discount. Alright, next up we have Yomawari, the Long Night Collection. This is a collection of 2 games from publisher NIS America and offers roughly 5 to 10 hours of gameplay combined. These are strange games with some disturbing visuals and eerie soundtracks. You'll traverse the haunting world of Yomawari Night Alone as a young girl searching for her sister, and then in Yomawari Midnight Shadows, you'll follow two young schoolgirls as they uncover the mysteries plaguing their hometown. You have no real combat options in this one, so you'll have to hide to stay alive. If you're looking for something strange and unique with a somewhat creepy story, make sure to check this one out. While it's on sale until August 16th, it's currently marked down 63% to just $14.99. Next up, we have Yooka-Laylee. This is a single-player 3D action platformer from publisher Team 17, and it's one of my personal favorites on the list. This game was made as an homage to the classic Banjo-Kazooie series from the Nintendo 64 days. We haven't been given a proper sequel to the adventure of the Bear and Bird duo, so Team 17 brought us the next best thing. This game features some gorgeous worlds, smooth animations, and that ever-frustrating camera from the genre and era. Now this is a collectathon and there's a lot to find and collect, but it all mostly flows well together with the level designs. And of course the random grunts and sounds used to represent each character were as charming as ever. I highly recommend checking this one out before the sale ends on August 12th. You'll be able to pick it up for $9.99, which is 75% off and an all-time low. Alright folks, that's going to wrap up the video for today. If you had a good time, please consider subscribing and hit that bell, so that way you'll stay up to date with our videos, but you'll also be entered in for a chance at winning one of our eShop gift cards that we do each week. All you have to do to enter is make sure to be subbed to the channel, leave a like on the video, and drop a comment down below so that I can find your name and put you on the giveaway list for next week. Alright, thank you all for watching. As always, stay safe out there and we'll let little man take us on home. Bye everyone.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!